Alrighty, what is up guys? Evan Aldo here. Wanted to give you a Bitcoin and Ethereum update here, kind of where I'm seeing the market right now. Not looking good overall. To kind of summarize, I think we could pump up a little bit in the short term, a little, like short squeeze, but after that, it looks like we could be heading into a capitulation. Let's start with Bitcoin here. Really none of the high time frames are looking good. You're seeing see this VWAP is curving back down in the 10-day. So that means when the VWAP curves down in the 10-day below the zero line, you're going to get the red dot. That's how market cipher works. If you're not familiar, green dot when it curves up right there. So you're going to get this red dot. And I think it's kind of similar to this one, over here, kind of like this red dot. See, you're kind of sideways for a little bit. See, as money flow came out, money flow was almost out. Then you got the red dot to your capitulation. This was, I believe, like a 40% dump down. Oh, actually 50%. Wow. And if we do get that, 50% from kind of the top here would be around 10K. Now, it may not be that much. I do think there's a lot of hope at the 400 weekly moving average around 13K, excuse me. Let's turn that on. This is the 300 weekly moving average is right here. We're almost getting there. We're getting very close to that area. I think you'll have at least somewhat of a bounce off of that. If you don't have a bounce off of that at all, oh boy, that's going to be rough. There also isn't, the thing we got to keep in mind, this is really important to realize, there isn't much in between like 17K to right around here, 13, 14, 15K, this area. There ain't much in between that. So you're probably going to end up, I'd say, 400 weekly moving average if you lose these general areas. With these, yellow X's on the weekly here, it looks likely that you will. Given how everything else looks, the Fed is not pivoted yet. S&P 500 looks terrible. So yeah, 8-day also printing a yellow X. We got yellow X's all over. I mean, even the 9-day here confirmed a yellow X. So you also confirmed after this yellow X a green dot. But what could happen is this could just curve right back around and print a yellow X. Now, on the weekly here, I kind of feel like the yellow X, as long as it confirms in like 6 days. Also, what would be useful to look at is this would give us more of a shorter term confirmation. As long as this confirms this one confirms in, I believe, 2 days. As long as this confirms in 2 days, it kind of cancels out your bullish div here, kind of nullifies it, kind of makes it useless. So that's where you could come down more. What I would want to look for a bottom is maybe another yellow X after this. So you have this yellow X and maybe another yellow X down to like 13, between 10, 13K, those areas, 9, 13, 9K, 13K, who knows, those areas. After those 4 yellow X's, that would be a really, really good long-term accumulation area, in my opinion. Now, what am I doing with the market? I'll talk about it a little bit more, but we'll talk about Bitcoin dominance. Altcoins are going to bleed, a lot harder in Bitcoin right now. So I do think, it's not a bad idea to, never financial advice, but I think if you're going to be shorting, look into some altcoin opportunities to short because those are going to bleed against Bitcoin most likely. Moving on to some lower time frames here. Now, you're confirmed, a red dot in the 2-day. I believe the 3-day also confirmed a red dot. So you're just confirming bearish things all around here. I'm not seeing anything bullish at all. Maybe, your VWAP's starting to curve up a little bit here. But not, nothing too significant. Your VWAP's also curving up in the 8-hour. When you get to some of these lower time frames, and this is why also, if you look at this is an important point to look at right here. Let's look at it, let's zoom out a little bit. Right here, see this spider line, these 2 spider lines right here? This is where we bounced off in our June bottom, hitting it again. So that's going to be a big area. Price respects these points. So I did give a small long a shot. I'm very heavily short, so figured to hedge the bet a little bit with a small long. And what I was looking at was 1, 2, 3, 4 LXs come back around. Now, how high could we get from this? I think there's a decent shot, to really stop everybody out shorting. There's a decent shot. You can come up to 19.7. Am I betting a lot of money on that? No, but I do think there's a decent shot. You could get up to kind of these points. Here would be another place to look to short Bitcoin, but I'm already short in ETH, I'm short in Dogecoin, I'm short on Solana, I'm short on a lot of stuff. So why would I go short on Bitcoin when Bitcoin dominance is looking so bullish right here? We're just pumping up, bullish div confirmed on the 3-day, 5 LXs curving around. It looks like what's going to happen is some type of capitulation. We come down a lot, probably within the next few weeks. It seems like by the end of the month, most likely, come down a lot, and you see Bitcoin dominance just shoot up. It could be, I mean, there's obviously not as much leverage in the market as there was, where am I looking? Oh yeah, May of 2021. But I could see, you know, something more like this, you know, this kind of area just shooting up here. And then once you get to this point, that's when we could be bottomed in the market. That would be a strong case for starting to get into altcoins. But Bitcoin dominance is that high, probably, you know, mid to high 40s. That's the place where it may be not the worst idea to get into altcoins. Keep in mind though, what a lot of people don't realize is what happened in 2019. We were bottomed out in where is it? Yeah, we were bottomed out around here in late 2018. But 2019, Bitcoin dominance still went up as everything else was bottomed out. Bitcoin still outperformed all the alts on the way up for the next 6 months to a year. That's what you got to look into. So it's the point of buying alts if Bitcoin's just going to outperform them. Also, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So right now you're hitting kind of like a pocket. So this would kind of the case to come up a little bit in the short term. Maybe we have a sideways bullish week this week, and then next week it really plays out bearish. I think that's a possibility. I think we'll ultimately play out with this kind of head and shoulders, break down to this area. That could kind of mark the bottom. If you come down here, maybe even more, who knows, but that could kind of mark the bottom for this bear market potentially, unless it's, you know, more of an extended bear market, like, you know, longer than the previous ones. If we go into 2023 going down, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're probably going to bottom out, you know, within the next few months. If you look at previously when we did bottom out, it was a January, then it was a December. I think this one could be September, October, November, something like this. If we look at ETH now, ETH is definitely really good to look at. This is where it looks really bad. This is like capitulation type prediction right here. Look at this red dot right here. This came down, I think this was around 60% here. It looks very similar because look, you're crossing into the, getting very, oh yeah, money flow, very close to the zero line. Then you get your red dot, 60% down, coming down to about 600. So I'd say this area is huge, especially the spiral line. If we come down there, that's going to be a huge, huge place for ETH. There would be a high probability that you have bottomed out if you come down to those areas for ETH, especially. Lower time frames here, just printing more, you know, red dots. I think this one lagged a little bit, this red dot, but I think this one's going to play out better. There's not much, you know, kind of, if you lose, you know, after this area, you know, this 900 area, kind of where we bounced off of over here, there is not much. You're probably going to, I mean, there's some hope over here, I guess, you know, like what I was saying, but there's not much in between 900 and 600. That's the point I'm trying to make. 900 to 600, there's not too much. Then after that, you got this spiral line at 500. So it seems kind of inevitable we'll at least, you know, probably retest this area. So yeah. And, you know, just looking at your lower time frames, money flow crossover into the red on the 8 hour. I'm not looking, like me personally, I'm not looking to go long in ETH for a while, in my opinion. Like it's, you got to be patient with this. If you're going to go long on anything, not financial advice, in my opinion, go long on Bitcoin because the dominance is going up. You do have your 4 ELXs here, so that's the same kind of case with Bitcoin. We could come up a little bit, you know, would not surprise me at all if we come up to, you know, 14, 20. You theoretically could come back up to this spiral line. I don't think you'd get that high, but I think it's probably more likely you just come up to like 14, 1380 something maybe. We'll see what happens though. And then a bunch of ELXs here, starting to curve around. Lower time frames, coming into the green on the 15. You could probably be sideways, you know, maybe a little bit bullish this week, but then you're going to start to come back down. All right, guys, that's all I got to really say to you today. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out my links below, especially BITGET. Negotiated a really good promo for you guys. If you want to get in on there. I believe if you already have an account, you can create a new account to get the promo. And yeah, my link in the description below. That's the only link that works for that promo, so check it out. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Good luck with everything, guys. Goodbye.